Ajit, has this operation, which is right now in sort of a suspended mode, not active because there's a DGMO call that has taken place, so there's a cessation of hostilities, has actually sparked a huge row on the issue of nationalism, or commitment of political parties on the issue of national security?
Yes, it's basically what you pointed out. It's competitive nationalism, tit for tat. Let me just take a minute to give you a brief history. In 1907, Chempakaram Pillai, he coined the term Jai Hind. Subhash Chandra Bose used it in the 1940s. It was adopted after 1947 as one of the main slogans. In fact, Nehru and several other leaders used to use it during their speeches. If you go back to Tiranga, Pingali Venkaya in 1921 designed it. In 1931, Congress Working Committee in its Karachi meeting appointed a 7-member committee, which basically made it finally as the national symbol. And 1947, we have used it in our flag. So the point I'm trying to make is both of these, Tiranga as well as Jai Hind, are basically nationalist, powerful symbols. One from 1907, the other from 1921. Now, both were initially, Congress began both. Now, what has happened in the meanwhile is that BJP, with its powerful symbolic use of Tiranga, let's say in this case, or other symbolic use of other nationalist symbols, have pulled the rug from under the feet of the Congress. And right now, it seems as if Tiranga is dominating over Jai Hind, when, as I argued, both are equally powerful symbols. So I suppose it's the BJP's massive cadre base in different states, and the way the BJP has done it by saying, well, we are not leading it. The army is leading it. Let the Congress come and join. Whereas the Congress, which is in a way at this moment seems like playing a defensive game, has lost both its powerful symbols away to the BJP. So it's an interesting twist of history, a strange, tragic irony for the Congress, and worse, this is fine. But when both start calling each other Mir Jafars and agents of Pakistan, that's where the
Mir
gentlemanliness
Jafar and Jai Chand.
and Jai Chand, then what happens is, this competitive nationalism, which might be healthy, it loses its gentlemanliness. Then it degenerates into something which, reminds us of our neighbor Pakistan. And that is the tragic part of it. If both sides could just go on this competitive nationalism, that would make it much better than these kind of languages used.
Mr. Tyagi, what message are we going to say, send to the world when all party delegation divided into multiple groups is going to go out? In India, we have a political dangle over this issue, and abroad, from Panama to Canada to United States of America to UAE, from Asaduddin Owaisi to Ravi Shankar Prasad to Shashi Tharoor, we'll be making a case against Pakistan, and then we will also have social media memes emanating from their country where our politicians are fighting.
No, this is exactly the most dangerous trend which we need to understand the consequences. It can have a very, very diabolic consequences. Because if you've seen the history, how the invaders have taken the full advantage of the porous solidarity in the country. And the Mughal Sashan happened, British came. That's why Jaichand and Mir Zafar the adjective has been used. And exactly we are trying to create the same kind of environment where India is weakened and there is a fault line across the political architecture of India. No, who will not take advantage? You think the Pakistan is not monitoring and calibrating and will not take the strategic decision at the right time when they'll see India is going through this kind of upheaval, Congress is divided. Actually, at this time, if you try to raise this issue, because we are right now in a very vulnerable situation, Prime Minister Modi, if you see his valor, in 1993, if I remember the year correctly, he went to Lal Chowk and hoisted the national flag despite the fact the bombs were being hurled. There was a threat to his life. Murli Manohar Joshi and Modi ji went that time. So this kind of dedication, I think this is the time Rahul Gandhi should rise above the occasion and forget about all the differences. He can play these differences in the hustings and come on political basis. They were the one who was criticizing the national emblem. That line is, this is not the right design, this is not that design. It comes to the new parliament, they criticize that parliament. Problem is this, that Congress is running out of all. They raised the issue of Rafale, they apologized to Supreme Court. They raised the issue of constitution. I think that's again not being upheld. They are raising Janjati Jangarna. Mr. Modi has already announced the Janjati Jangarna. So these guys are running out of all the options because everything is boomerang, as a matter of fact. Only thing which has happened, gave them the fodder, is the 99 seats which Congress won.